Rangers feel hard done by that they haven't killed the tie stone dead in the first leg. But at the same time, as one of the guys said there, it could have been 3-0 Panathinaikos easy. But those were real self-inflicted mistakes. And I think that's what I wanted to talk about, the Max Aarons thing. That seemed really curious for me. And I realise, obviously, it's obvious that he's playing there because he understands what Russell Martin wants from his fullbacks. And it's obviously to be inverted. For me, where I struggled with it was Nico Raskin was actually having to come outside and play almost, as like a left wing back. And I don't want Nico Raskin out there because I don't think he controls or impacts the game as easily from there as he does from more central areas. But he was having to come out the way to let Aarons go in the way. And Aarons was getting a lot of the ball in there. And look, I'm sure that he'll have better nights in the Rangers shirt. I don't think tonight was a brilliant introduction for him. But what you could tell straight away is he's comfortable on the ball, looking to knit passes together for the middle of the pitch for central areas as Nico Raskin, or driving at people in central areas as Nico Raskin is. No, so that seemed like a curious one. And obviously they've spent a lot of time designing this system, and the emphasis must be on inverted fullbacks. But I wonder how much you take away from Nico Raskin if he's not allowed to play in the central areas. If you remember back, what was it, 3 minutes in? First chance of the night, Raskin is in a more central area. Rangers get up. It was actually, they played some lovely football in the first, I thought, 5-6 minutes. You thought, this is actually quite impressive. They started at a pace, loads of possession, and it wasn't meaningless possession. They were trying to get forward, and after 3 minutes, Raskin gets into that area that we're talking about and curls a shot wide of the post. But from that moment on, he was getting wider and wider. And I don't think he was able to dictate the game the way that Nico Raskin likes to. Nico Raskin, you'll have heard Billy Dodds and Neil McCann talking about it. He sees himself as a number 6. That's what he wanted to be. And they had conversations with Barry Ferguson and his coaching staff about it. And over a number of weeks, they kind of had these conversations. And they asked Nico Raskin, we've talked about this before in Hotline Live, they asked him to play maybe 20, 30 yards further up the pitch because they felt that he could make more of a contribution in the final third, be it assists or goals. And all of a sudden, it started to fall into place. He started scoring goals, he started creating goals, and he started really enjoying the position. So I think that was the correct assessment. I'm not sure that he's a number 6 who controls games from there. What I do think is that he can really affect the game playing that little bit further forward. But then as critical as I am or was about the first half and are Rangers going to get the best out of Nico Raskin in that position? Is he going to enjoy playing it? Because I think he's fairly forthright in his own opinions and where he thinks he should be playing. So you're thinking, is this going to work for anybody? And then in the second half, I think he started to get a lot of joy dropping out and linking up with Finlay Curtis in the first instance and then Gassama and playing in that left channel. I don't think he was just as wide as he was for large spells of the first half, but he was definitely left-hand side and definitely able to knit things together from there. Albeit, granted, by this point, Panathinaikos are down to 10 men. There was a little bit more room for Rangers to play and maybe for Raskin to go roaming a little bit. But that was a concern, I would have said, in the first half, if I watch that. Is Nico Raskin going to give you what he's capable of giving you from such a wide position? And okay, if you're going to do that, are you sure that Max Aarons is the guy that you want on the ball as much as he was getting on the ball in the sort of positions where Nico Raskin would prepare to be operating?